company, a great one. So when I'm not there, it's still a great experience. And you do that through systems, right? So that everybody greets people the same way you'd want to greet these people, so that the result is predictable every single time. Does that make sense? Right? And that's really what you want to be doing. That's exactly what you want to be doing. You want to be adding value every way you can. How can you always go? Napoleon Hill calls it going the extra mile. Raise your hand if you've heard that expression before. Okay. Who can give me their definition of or an example of going the extra mile? Janice.
Well, just a quick story. I went to Home Depot and I couldn't get what I wanted.
Yep.
And so I did a little survey for them, and the manager called me and said, "What did we do wrong?" And I said, "Well, I wanted a purple bougainvillea." And he said, "It's yours." And he called me back in an hour and he said, "It's here, come get it." I'm telling everybody about that.
Sure. Absolutely. You know, when I ran Peak Potentials, the buck stopped pretty much with me. It didn't stop with Harv, it stopped with me. And when I first walked in the door, there were like so many complaints. It was like, you know, I'm walking into all these unhappy people that spend thousands of dollars. Now they're trying to call and change the dates or whatever, and they're calling 4 or 5 times. Nobody's ever calling them back. They're sending emails. They're never getting the emails back. And I walk in and they say, "I want to talk to Harv. This is BS. I just spent $3,900. I can't get anybody to answer my calls." Well, you know, if they were actually at the event, Harv would hear about it, because during the breaks, people would come up and say, "Hey, you know what? What's going on at your home office, man? I can't get a hold of anybody." So, you know, eventually he got to the point where that's why I happened to walk into his life at a time when he was getting a lot of that stuff going on, because his business was starting to go very quickly, and he was so busy selling, he wasn't busy taking care of building the foundation. So and he can't help it. He's addicted to selling. He can't help it. You know, if you knew, every one of you, if you knew that within 2 months you could have over 1,000 people, you had a strategy where you could get over 1,000 people at the Phoenix Convention Center, and you knew that you could not only get them in there, and it would cost you nothing to get them in there, because you had a strategy to get 1,000 butts in the seats, and it cost you zilcho. And you knew that you had all this great information on wealth falls and stuff that everybody is going to eat up. And you knew that you had the ability to persuade these people that they need a lot more of this stuff, and the average person was going to go into his pocket and pull out $1,500. If you knew you could do that, would you want to sit around for a year while they build the systems in the back?
No.
You're going to go out there and fill as many rooms with 1,000 people as you can, aren't you?
Right, yeah.
And you're going to sell the living daylights out of everything you got to sell, aren't you?
Yeah.
If you knew you could do it, right? And then you point to someone like Jeff and says, "Get it taken care of," and I don't want any excuses. I'm not stopping. I'm selling. That's what I do. He was addicted to it. Is that a bad thing? No, because he knew the only way he was going to generate a lot of money was to generate a lot of business, right? Deliver a lot of value.
As long as he was willing to put those systems in place to fix to make it all work.
Paid me. He didn't want to do it.
Right.
He said, "Jeff, you do it."
That's called leverage.
That's called.
But that exactly.
Yeah, that's
if
called.
he did that.
Okay.
You know,
No,
if he didn't do that, that would have been bad.
Now, when he started the business, he was just in Vancouver. And he figured out how to do this in Vancouver so that he could, then he started doing Calgary and Edmonton, and he was doing Toronto. He gave up Toronto completely because it was way over on the eastern part of Canada. But basically, he figured out how to do it in a small little region of Canada, systemized his little business, then started coming down into the States. And he had, the thing that was really brilliant about Harv is he had a system for connecting with big names. And as soon as he connected with Robert Allen, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Robert Allen before, but by around 2002, 2003, Robert Allen was kind of like the king. He had the biggest list of any of the big name gurus, Robert Allen. And Harv somehow ended up on the same stage as Robert Allen. They went out for lunch. Harv negotiates this deal. Robert Allen really loved Harv's style, and then Harv was going to be able to write sales letters that Robert would send out to all of his people with a special link that if they came to Harv's events, Harv would know that was from Robert Allen, and Robert Allen was making a very nice commission on it. Well, when I ran the company, Robert Allen routinely got checks every quarter for over $250,000.
Wow.
Passive income. Just marketing peak potential stuff to his people.
Wow.
That's what his commission was.
So
Goes to tell you how much Harv was making.
Yeah.
How much did Harv have to pay?
At least.
But how much, in advance, how much did he have to pay?
Nothing.
Nothing. Robert Allen's people alone filled up rooms all over the country for him.
Yep. I was a Robert Allen guy.
Were you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sure, you bet. I mean, I saw he could make over $1 million a year of passive income from his list. You know how much, he didn't even write the letters that went out to his people. You know who wrote them? Harv and his staff, Harv and our staff. And Robert Allen blasted out. Unbelievable.
And Robert Allen didn't even blast him out. He sent him to his people to blast him out.
Gee, sounds like
And what is that?
Leverage.
Leverage. Now you say, well, that's Harv. I can't do that stuff. BS.
Oh, BS.
Well, as soon as you say it, it's true, because you've told your mind I can't.
Yep.
You know?
You say, people like Harv can do that stuff. I can't do that stuff. BS. Don't believe that for a second. Don't. If you do believe that, then you need to keep coming to places like this and surrounding yourself with people like us. If you can't do it, then you'll get the encouragement and you'll get the support and you'll find the people that can get you there. Janice?
Can I read this last?
Yes, please, go ahead.
The world doesn't need more people playing small.
Yep.
It's time to stop hiding out and start stepping out. It's time to stop needing and start leading. It's time to start sharing your gifts instead of hoarding them or pretending they don't exist. It's time I started playing the game of life in a big way. In the end, small thinking and small actions lead to being broke and unfulfilled. Big thinking and big actions lead to having both money and meaning. The choice is mine.
Yes.
And the declaration is, I think big, I choose to serve thousands and thousands of people.
Exactly.
Is that a wealthy goal?
Yes, it is. Now let's think about this for a second. This is called a wealth file. Harv thought it was important enough to include this whole idea of thinking big versus thinking small as a separate way that all successful people think. You want to become successful, you have to think big. And the problem is that so many of you are steeped in programming that you think really small. And you know how we know that?
Our results.
Look at our results. Look at our results. So, if you want massive results, you have to take massive action. How many believe that's true? Okay. Now, there's only so much you can do on your own. If you take massive action and you use this and you combine the two, and you have the right strategy, how many of you guys want to become financially free in the next 3 years? That's how you do it. You guys get it?
Yes.
This is how you do it. You develop these wealth files so that this is who you are. You don't think big some of the time, you think big
All the time.
How can I deliver more value? How can I go the extra mile? Right? How can I find a business strategy out there that allows me to take advantage of this? You know, how many of you guys have been to the Millionaire Mind Intensive? You know, I haven't been to the MMI in the last couple of years. When I ran the company in the very first morning, one of the very first things that Harv would ask at the beginning of the day was, how many of you people are in a business of your own? Full-time or part-time? Right? And then he'd say, if you aren't in a business of your own right now, full-time or part-time, by next week, this time, you must, what's the word?
Must.
Be in a business of your own.
Wow.
You must. For tax, I mean, you know what kind of taxes is that way? You can write off all your educational expenses for one thing.
Yeah.
Right? And there's lots of things, business write-offs that if you don't have a business you can't write off. True. Pardon me. For the average American, being in business saves you taxes. Did you know that?
Yes.
Okay. Because if you're not in a business, do you know what kind of tax breaks you get?
None.
But if you have a business, do you have tax write-offs?
Yes.
Yeah, you have business expenses, right? So that's one reason why 1 week after the MMI, if you're not already in a business, you darn well better be. But the second, and he says, and so it's the only vehicle that's going to create success. So if you don't already have a business already, by 1 week from now, you need to be in the network marketing business. I don't care which one, pick one. But you're going to learn about sales, you're going to learn about marketing, you're going to learn about training, you're going to learn about all the various aspects to a business that you need to become good at. So pick a network marketing business, I don't care which one, but you must be in some type of a business of your own within a week from now. And he used to always say that. So, I mean, Harv was a big proponent of network marketing. Now, for me, what I've seen is I've seen too many people that have tried to go into business on their own and failed. And they lost all their money. And it was basically a nightmare. And I've seen it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. For every one person that succeeds, most people don't. And it doesn't even turn out to be a good experience for them. It turns out to be a terrible experience. Now, network marketing is a business, and Harv talks about it, where it's already been set up for you. All you need to do is learn a system for finding and keeping and growing the people that you bring into your business so that they can find and keep and grow the people that they're going to bring into the business so that they can find and keep and grow the people. And that's called a system, right? And once you find a system that works, you just want to keep doing the system over and over, and you want to train people to do the system. Because if you don't train them to do the system, what have you got? A whole bunch of untrained people. What can you do with a whole bunch of untrained people? Nothing. And what are they going to do for you? Nothing.
Take
So,
your money.
they're going to take your money. So, who's got it open? What was the declaration, Janice? I choose to serve thousands and thousands of people.
I think big. I choose to serve thousands and thousands of people.
Okay, everybody up on your feet with a little energy, please. Yeah. All right, hands on your heart. Okay, all together.
I choose
big. I choose to serve thousands and thousands of people. Turn to your neighbors, give them a high five, and say, "You have a millionaire mind." You have a millionaire mind. You have a millionaire mind. Okay, just a couple.
You have a
All right, have a seat, everybody. Thank you. So, just a couple of quick announcements here. Obviously, the big one is tomorrow night is the summit. Raise your hand if you're planning on being at the summit. Thank you. If you haven't registered yet, please do register. And please, 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 please. You know, there's even though the 2% Club is not a business, it really needs to be run like a business. And in business, you're either growing or you are
dying.
Okay, so the 2% Club is either going to grow or it's going to
die.
Yeah, and I don't want that to happen. But for us to grow, we need to bring fresh, new people into learning about this stuff, into wanting to change their programming, into wanting to be able to come and learn about their wealth files, to learn how to train. How many of you think there's a benefit of learning how to be able to speak in front of a group of people using accelerated learning techniques? How many of you think it'll increase your income, the more confidence and the better you are being able to present yourself and present your value in a way that people enjoy? Raise your hand if you think there's value in that, right? So, you know, there's so much that we have to offer with the 2% Club. I'm asking all of you, I cannot do this by myself. We need to get the word out, because how many people in Phoenix do you think need this kind of information? Raise your hand if you think there's a lot of people that need this information. Do you think there's 100 people in this town that need this information?
Absolutely.
1,000?
Absolutely.
There's 3.5 million people in the valley. How many do you think need this information? And we struggle to get 40, 50 people, right? So, I'm going to ask all of you, if you see the value in what we're doing with the 2% Club, I'm going to ask all of you to become a salesperson, so to speak, for the 2% Club. Let other people know what we're doing. Let other people know what we've got going on. Help us spread the word and help us grow. Because again, we're either growing or we are dying. Yeah. So I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. The last thing I want to say real quickly is that I honestly believe that everything happens for a reason. Raise your hand if you believe everything happens for a reason. I believe everything happens for a reason. And there's a reason why every single one of you are here and why you keep coming back. And I know what that reason is. And the reason is because inside of every single one of you are the seeds of greatness. the seeds of freedom, the seeds of choice. And every single one of you, I know this to be true. And that once you crack the code, just like Harv has and lots of other people have, and I guarantee you that once your programming is set for a huge success, and just keep coming to the 2% Club, 80% of success is just
showing up.
you just keep showing up and working on this, and I guarantee you that this has to happen. It's a law. Agree?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and the thing is, it's the action.
And the thing is the action. So I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I really appreciate it. Tom, you want to say something real quick?
Yeah, you're a good call to action for you. Bring people. Obviously, telling people word of mouth is great, but use social media. I mean, take your link, the 2%, the invite to the summit, and just click the share button, and put that on.
You've done everything that's
Right, yeah, I see some of you are doing it for sure, and I do it, but if everyone did that, and then also take the same link and put it on LinkedIn, and take the same link and put it on Twitter, those three things will multiply it by 300 friends times this many people in the room. I mean, that will happen if everyone just did that.
Yep, totally agree. Thank you for that, Tom. Jason.
Thank you. So, I guess you guys all like the well files because you keep showing up, right?
Right.
Yeah?
Yes.
Anybody interested in presenting a well file at the summit? Because if they are, then they need to reach me, and we need to talk about it, because we need to get you trained, we need to get you ready for it, and I need well file trainers. So, I'm the guy to talk to. I'm around everywhere. You got me all over Facebook. Find me, talk to me, and I'll put you down there and we'll get you trained up for it. So I just want to make that announcement. Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, you guys. So hopefully I'll see all of you guys tomorrow night. Let everybody know about it. Stephanie Frank is an awesome lady. I'm just thrilled to death that I had a chance to get to know her. And I got to tell you guys, and then I'll let you go. Tom Haven is the Well Fall presenter. And he has grown so much as a presenter. I mean, we did a dry run on Sunday night over at my house. And he's going to do an awesome job. And for me, I'm so proud to see a guy who really had no training or no experience, and he's going to be the well fall trainer. And you can just see how much he's grown and how much confidence he has, and it's going to be really great. And so I want all you guys to give him like a standing ovation. Do I have your promise? You're going to give him a standing ovation because he stepped way out of his comfort zone. And he's really worked hard at it, and I think he's going to hit a home run.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he'll hit a home run. And the more support you give him, the better it is. So can I count on you guys for that?
Yeah.
Okay?
Yes.
So looking forward to seeing you guys tomorrow night. If not, we'll see you next week. Thanks a million for coming, guys.
Is it 7 or 7:30? That's,
What's up? 7 o'clock.